Okay, hi. I'm in London here with Sharon King, who will be in South Africa in October, and we have been participating in her Matrix Birth, re-imprinting, and Life Purpose, in which she has been introducing some of the color bottles and the concept of the light matrix. Good day, Sharon.
Hi, Carol.
Tell us, Sharon, show us some of those color bottles you were using today. Tell us how it works, and will you be giving a demonstration at the end of your day one?
Yes, I will, Carol. I shall be very much talking about how colour affects our lives and how we can use these amazing colours, bottles, these little bottles of energy to actually help clear us and remove our emotional blocks. And what's really interesting is these bottles are actually created by Melissa Jolly in South Africa. So it's almost like I'm coming from the UK to come and talk to you about something you already have in South Africa but may not be aware of.
Yes, that's fantastic. And in your both in your Matrix Birth and in the Life Purpose, which goes into past lives, you do use the color. How do you use it?
I use colour in all my sessions with all my clients, and colours are amazing at actually, as I say, removing blocked energy to bringing in that feeling of safety. For instance, if we were working with ourselves, if we can see ourselves in the womb, quite often, the baby will be feeling distressed because it's picking up emotions from mum. We can tap on the baby using the EFT tapping, but we can also use colour. We can bring colour into the womb to actually clear some of the trauma the baby's feeling, clearing birth traumas, and also there seems to be a lot of separation for babies after birth, separation from mother. The baby very much needs to be connected with mother. The baby goes straight into survival issues if it's separated from mother because the baby knows it can't survive on its own. So using the matrix birth re-imprinting technique and matrix re-imprinting and colour and energy, we can bring about some change to that.
Well, that's fantastic. And while you were talking about that, I was also what I was going to say. No, well, yeah, cut. Is there anything what I've noticed in this London workshop today? It's now June. Okay.
June 2011.
Okay, I'll start again. I'll cut that. Sharon, you have brought into this workshop something which is very exciting that Sasha Allenby is also talking about on her webinars, which we've been listening to, and that is about the light matrix, taking an issue up to the light. Could you just speak a little bit more about how you discovered or developing that?
Absolutely. This was developed really by myself and a lady called Jacqueline Phillips. And we found that by raising our vibrations, taking ourselves up to a higher level of vibration, then actually we can release stuck energy a lot easier and a lot quicker.
And it seemed in this, as we've seen in the demonstration, it's quite easy to do. Will you be teaching the participants in your course?
Absolutely. As part of my Life Purpose workshop, we'll be teaching different methods in order to clear different issues such as past life issues, ancestral clearing, and anything else that kind of comes before conception. Finding out our life purpose, for instance, finding out why we're here, looking at our soul contracts, and even looking at how we can change our soul contracts.
That's fantastic, Sharon. And the therapists, there are quite a few therapists who have already done matrix re-imprinting or who do EFT, who will be on that workshop. Am I right in saying that there's a shortage in the world of people who are skilled in, and there's a demand for matrix, this particular method? Tell me more.
Absolutely, there's a huge demand for people who are looking for EFT practitioners, matrix re-imprinting practitioners. How I see EFT is, if you can imagine the comparison between EFT and matrix re-imprinting, if you can imagine when the internet first came out, on how amazing it was on dial-up connection, and I'm assuming now in South Africa you have broadband.
Correct.
So
we're getting there, we're speeding up.
Absolutely fantastic. So EFT to me was like that original dial-up connection to the universe, or to the internet. And if you think of the internet as being the universe, EFT taps you into the universe, and no pun intended
Yes.
there with the tapping. But what matrix re-imprinting seems to have done is connected us up to broadband. So what we were clearing which with EFT, which was already amazingly fast, we're bringing in the broadband speed with matrix reimprinting,
Yes.
and we're going into super broadband with light matrix. So
And what I heard you say is that because you can't keep up with your teaching and your therapies, there is quite a wide scope for you to recommend people who've done your courses.
Oh, absolutely.
So tell us about what the opportunities are for people who specialise in this particular niche.
Absolutely. Well, I work with clients worldwide, and I do actually already have clients in South Africa. I have clients in Australia, America, Canada, Israel, in fact Denmark, all over the world. My clients come because I work via Skype or telephone if Skype's not working, and I'm really looking for skilled practitioners in matrix reimprinting, and specifically for me passing on birth clients, because I just don't have time now to actually work with clients, because I'm now stepping into teaching worldwide, and that's taking up a lot of my time. So.
I'm sure a lot of people will be pleased to hear that and be keen to meet you. I was thinking of Skype and the colour. Show us that bottle again. What do you do if you're on Skype? And pass a blue one, a nice blue one. But what would you do on Skype if you're using colour with people? Because I think that's very relevant to South Africa. I myself do matrix reimprinting on Skype, and I love colour. So tell us your secret of using the colour bottles on Skype.
Well, absolutely. I get the person to visualise the colour, and I'm just spritzing the colour over myself. And as I'm receiving the colour, as we are all connected in the matrix, in the field, and we are all one, as I'm receiving the colour, so's that person. And we're just focused on sending that colour into that space for that healing. So the energy, the coloured energy goes in. So it doesn't matter whether the client's actually physically in the room with me and they're getting a physical experience, and that is absolutely, probably the best way of experiencing. And a lot of my clients actually purchase these bottles from me, so they can take them home and work with them, especially if they have a specific colour for safety that they want to be working with all the time. But generally during a session I'll just sit there on Skype and I'll just spritz myself, and the energy sensitive people can actually feel the shift, they can feel the change once I've spritz the bottle. And even if they're not aware of it, because they're not seeing me doing it, because a lot of the time we don't use the webcam, they're not aware of it, they can feel the shift.
That's
so these
fantastic.
bottles are really good at shifting the energy.
Okay, there's one last question.
Okay.
South Africa, you said there's a colour for safety. Now, a lot of South Africans need to protect, or have a feel to protect themselves from crime or whatever's happening in the country. What tell me about this, what you said about a colour for your safety colour.
The safety colour, we all have a safety colour. If you imagine that as we are all energy, we're all vibrating energy beings, and we're all white light, so that energy is made up of white light. But sometimes when we're feeling unsafe or we've got a blocked emotion, then that colour kind of puts us out of balance, and there's a colour that can come through that will actually put us back into feeling safe.
And protecting us as well, would you say?
Absolutely,
I mean,
yeah,
once you feel safe, you put out safe vibrations.
Absolutely.
And
So just surrounding yourself in a coloured energy blanket. So just imagine yourself now choosing whatever colour you feel you resonate with as a colour for safety, and then just imagine that colour coming around you, surrounding you, being within you, for a nice protective, colour for safety.
That's fantastic. I think that's a fantastic note to end on, Sharon. We're really looking forward to you coming to South Africa, Cape Town and Johannesburg, and to open these doors to the light, to the colour, and to matrix reimprinting in this niche area of rebirthing, of life purpose birthing, and life purpose and birthing. Sorry, I'm stumbling a bit because I'm so excited, as you can hear, and I'm in the middle of the workshop, and thank you again.
I'm really looking forward to coming to South Africa. I can't wait. It's one of my dream places to come to.
Oh, good.
So looking forward to it.
I think